Well, not really my trick, but everyone in, unless you get one of those special clunch things, so that help out. Get into a comfortable position. Don't angle your body where you can actually fall loose off of this guy. You just don't want him to. Okay, so you want to do is, I'm almost a good 4 feet away up from him, so I feel pretty confident. There we go. Hold it really securely. I would use a little small chair and just sit in a position where you know you got your knees locked. It's not wobbling or it's not dependent on this guy alone. So there we go. Probably get him one in the middle of between your legs or better. You have more strength here. Over here you might not. It might just go. So yeah, get him right there where you're in between, I guess, your midsection of your feet. Okay, and then you want to go ahead, once you get the socket in place, go ahead and, there you go. You got your impact driven on there. You don't have to wear black socks or anything. That's not part of it. That's just me having that on. Okay, unless you're prepared for your own funeral. Okay, here we go. So you'll be okay. All right, just hold down, and if you can see here, I'm putting my palm here. You want to hold this like this right here, right, when you're driving it in, because this will be your third leg backing you up in case your 2 legs falls. I mean, in case your 2 feet forgets to stabilize it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and back it out. I'm gonna hit the reverse on this. See if you guys can see it in full. Last time I did this, I got a good shot of my crotch, and that's not really what you guys are looking forward to. Okay, so here we go. Just want to grab that only, and the power drill. Okay. I probably want my hand too, where my hand's at. Let's see if I can come back and really see how high the camera's elevating so you can see everything. Yeah, you guys can see it pretty well here. Okay, so there we go. Hold the feet. Grab your socks. It's like Tony Stark would say, Brody, grab your ankle, grab your socks. Socks or crotch, I can't remember. I think he said socks probably. Here we go. One. Make sure this is actually in. Then you're gonna back it out. It's vibrating. Yep, there you go. Woo! Once you bring it to a point, you can rest assured it's not gonna go anymore over. This is it. This was the thing you should have been afraid of. This guy right here. He's the one that, when he's compressed down like that. Okay, so instead of putting what we had here, we're gonna flip it around. See, remember that little permanent marker that we thought was a crack? We're gonna flip them back this way. And we might be able to have this flex down a little bit more. Maybe. We'll see. I think the blue Loctite did really do a good job because that thing was quite a few turns before it actually took itself off. You can see here it's taking a little bit of hit on the paint surface. And you can actually, if you really want to, since this is going to be covered up anyway, you could give it a spray of that black enamel paint. Probably be good as new. You just got to make sure you tape off your green shoes and everything. Okay, so here we go. This is what we're after. We're going to go ahead and remove these guys here to take out the shoes. And we're going to change the 2000 RPM red. It's a blue color, so it's not like a black color clutch springs. We're going to change it to the blue one here. So we're going to remove all 3 of these guys. You can see them. They look like per shoes right there. And we're going to remove them, and we're going to change them out for that one. So we'll keep this here aside, and putting it on a carpet so I don't scrape my metal too much, so that's kind of nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these tools back, because we'll come back to them. And we have our Loctite ready to reinstall. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these guys in here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and change these guys out. And I think that it's not going to be too worried. There's not going to be any spring that's going to spring up on you. We can use a flathead to kind of jam it out. Like this, some of the edges there. This might be a little bit too wide or too big. We'll see. Alright, so what you want to do is just want to get the C-clip out. So I'm going to start with any one. It's like, I guess I look like I'm opening a crab shell or trying to figure out how to eat this crab. Okay, here we go. See there? Oh, there we go. Got it out. One. So what you do is you just get in the corner there and spin it off. And when you put it on there, Just remember, it doesn't matter, these are all the same. There we go. 2. That's easy, right? Let's get ready for a third one. See that? I'm just twisting my flathead. So what I do is I dag it and I twist it like this. Just kind of like shift it out. So there you go. That wasn't hard, right? Okay, let's put these aside. And let's open our new 1000 clutch springs. We're going to change out to use red ones. NCY makes some good products. There we go. Oh. Put these guys in there so I won't lose them, because knowing me, I tend to lose everything in sight. Alright, so here we go. Gonna open these guys up. Now they're not gonna open up that easy yet. So what you're gonna do is just make sure where they're at. Now that you got this plate open, you can pretty much try to pop it out. So we're gonna use our flathead again. We're gonna try to pop it out here. They are very still stiff by just force. There we go. So let's get your little flathead there and wedge it out. So there we go. You just get like this right here, like this. The same flathead that you used to remove it. I think you'll probably get out. See, there's a little more of extra bump and meat right here, so you probably want to go like more to the side of it. Okay, you're gonna scrape a few paints, but that's the way it is. And then what you're gonna do is just put it in there as much as you can. Sorry, it's like opening a can of beer or something. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. Can of beer probably wouldn't be this strong. Okay, and then you just click it out like this, just like you're opening a can. Okay, you gotta do it for all 3 areas. Oh, this one's already loose. Good, loosey goosey. And there it goes. The Iron Man chest piece is out. And next is you have these guys here. God, see, so much easier when we had this open. We could have cleaned it like this, huh? But that's okay. We got it open now, so we want to clean it. We can clean it now. So that's like I said. Every time we redo something, we improve on it and try to make it even more better next time. Okay, so this one's probably gonna take your needle nose pliers because they are tension. Okay, you could use also maybe your flathead again, but I think the needle nose pliers should be fine. So let's see how we're gonna do this one. Okay, you want to grab it with the needle nose pliers. You can see here, it doesn't really like have a hook goes in depth. You can see by the original one here, just slightly a little hook, right? You just want to curvature out, sort of like, you know, finesse it out. Okay. See, even this one, I'm twisting it out. Okay, so that means you can see there's a little hook there. So you more likely probably have to sort of push it out and then bring it straight up. That's probably the only way to get it out. Let's see if I can even do it with a flathead. Careful, they might flick, so you want to maybe get something to help you cover it. Okay, so they're going to be pretty strong still. Just trying to fight them over. Yeah, they are super strong. So you want to maybe tug on it, pull it forward to you, and then lift up. Okay, so let's do that one. See which way is the best way. Yeah, that one's a doozy there. Let's see if I can actually even try and use some leverage here, because you don't really have leverage on that little area there. So I'm going to try to see if I can get from the bottom. That's why a lot of people don't show you how it changes, because this part probably gets the most trickiest. Or we can do this, take it all off. I think that'll probably be the best way. I think we could probably get away with taking it all off from this little piece of rod here. So we'll take the whole back plate off. This is probably the most easiest way. That way, it's just like how you would change your shoes, right? I'm just hitting it with just getting it loose. See, it's coming off little by little right here. We try to do that way. See, it's flushing a little bit. It's coming off. We're just breaking it loose. Not breaking it, but you can see it's getting flushed more. Now, getting it back on is going to be another challenge. So here we go. We got it pretty much knocked out. You can see it's kind of coming loose. So we can plow it little by little. You want to plow it probably evenly. I guess just like eating a crab. Okay, get the shell on here. Okay, so there we go. Digging into the shoes a little bit. You careful, want to damage the shoes. See there? You got a little bit of paint coming out of the shoes. There we go. See here, I'm kind of guiding it. Might maybe take a little mallet hammer or something to help me. Almost there, protruding out. Alright, so let me go and get a little mallet hammer. And let's see if I can get that more protruded out. See some of the spaticle paint coming off. So you got a little bit of force. Okay, so here we go. Got a little bit of force there. You can see it's coming out quite a bit already. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take my mallet here. You can see from a whole tall view what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to hit that with the mallet hammer, my screwdriver. Alright. I got to get that back off. That's always fun. See, these guys are getting flushed here. This one's flushed because it has such a big, huge wedge in it now. Now we got to get this thing off. Not to hit it. Very tight in there. Okay. Okay, wedge this guy out too. Can't imagine putting it back in now. Okay. Okay. You can see here I'm causing a little bit of indentation. There's just no way of getting to that spring easier. Unless we can pull it here and there, but let's see here. Maybe what I could do is this. Try something different. Maybe we don't have to actually take it out. We'll see, because that seems a little bit more challenging. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to move this forward. As I'm moving it forward, there we go. Look at that. As I'm moving this forward, I could probably, you're going to try to plier it out. See that right there? As I'm moving it forward, I could probably plier it out. But putting it back on, that's a different story again. Or you can curve it around just like we did at the beginning. Just give it a good curve around. Yeah, it's just not giving in. Alright, so there we go. So we gotta keep on ploughing it off. I think as soon as we can get it off, this still might hold this shape and might keep it, but we can still probably bend it out, you know what I mean? That's the purpose of trying, it's almost the same as changing the shoes out. So let's go and keep on knocking it. Probably the best way to knock it is to actually put it where you could probably just sort of just knock this guy off of it. Maybe our tool here will help us. There we go. See right there, this little whole socket tool here. So we can probably hold it like this, maybe kind of give it a good slam down. It's just getting cold in my hands. we go. Voila. Oh man. So you pretty much use the back of this tool here to go on the back of the plate, and as you're impacting it, you can see here the crab is already broken now. Okay, let's kind of measure it. All right, so this will probably be your most cleanest bet to do next time. Instead of using the thing to jam it in like this, I did, you can damage it. Avoid that. We just kind of figured out something a little bit better. Use the bottom of your tool here for your socket. And since this is sitting in here like this, what you're doing is when you put it in here, you create a little hole there for it to impact easily. So you can keep going like this, boom, boom, boom. It eventually falls out. Now there is some pieces here that I have to figure out. See these little rubber bushings? These are probably from here. They probably go right through here. So they probably keep these guys in place. But there should be another one, third one. So let's find out where that third one went. My magic trick here. I'm seeing only 1, 2. There should be a third one, right? To be even, because there's one right here, right? Oh, it's probably stuck in the top of something. So, or is it? Yeah, so it goes like this. There you go. See, it came right off, no problem there. Oh, literally came off easily. All right, so let's go and put these clutch springs on there and wipe them down first. So these are the shoes, the clutch shoes. Look at that, they just come right out. There's no need to damage them like I did there. A lesson learned there for all you guys watching, what else to take them off with. So let's go and clean these guys off. Where's my shop rag I had? Just disappeared on me. Oh, there it is. All right, so we're gonna go and clean these shoes off. Get nice, and so that's how we pretty much break our NCY clutch there, Gen 6. So when you guys take it off next time, scratch the idea of poking it with a screwdriver. The only thing you're going to poke with a screwdriver is to remove the C-clamp of these guys right there. Other than that, just take this guy right here and boom, 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 impact them, and then he'll come right off. I could have done the other way, but damn, that would be a stretch. I mean, I'll probably have finger muscles like Superman or something and be able to move those springs out of there and put the new ones in without having to get these guys out of here. So yeah, and just take a little clean rag if you want to, go underneath it or even the top, whichever you're comfortable with. Probably go underneath it, that way if you don't want to have the impact of your socket right here, scratch. You can put like a shop rag like this, and then when you're impacting it out from this guy like this, it's not going to scratch him like right there or anything like that. So that's another way of looking at it. Excuse me. Okay. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and start moving this out. Clean this out. See here, get all the little dirt area. I hate the carbs from the car exhaust. Every time you do driving your scooter, you probably know already, don't stay in the center lane where all the oil's out, and try to stay away from all the exhaust port on the side of the car. So you just try to stay somewhere on the opposite side of the road, wherever the cars in front of you exhaust is, and avoid staying in the center, because that's where all the oil and grease is laid down from the engine of the car directly in the center of the road. So you know, when you pull to a stoplight and you're behind a car, just make sure you pull more towards the right or left, or even when you're driving, period, just kind of aim at that exhaust opposite side when you know you're about to approach him or even get close. But stay away from the center of the road. That's where all the gunk and oil are, if you can help it. Of course, there's a situation where you have to stay in the... Well, anyway, that's you guys probably know more than me. You guys have a motorcycles license. I don't. So that's just, I think, would just be common knowledge, really. But honestly, I didn't know about that yet either. There's so many things you can learn. I heard there's a way that you can hit your handlebars if you ever need to, you know, steer queer, like a right. You need to make a quick right, or else you skid or something. I guess you hit the left handlebar, and it actually back ricochets or something like that, and it makes you turn quicker right. Is that weird? Totally like a trick. The guy in a big, huge sports BMW took me for a ride and showed me that. All right, I think we're good. I'm impulsive and cleaning, even though I banged the heck out of it like that. But it'll still work. These things are made pretty damn durable. The clutch didn't have to go through all this chip and paint stuff. Yeah, definitely don't want to do what I just did there with the flathead. The best thing you do is just lay the law down. Now, an opposite way, we'll figure that one out as we go. But let me just go and clean these guys off really nicely. I don't think there is any kind of even grease assembled on them. That or it's already dried out. Alright, so it's getting pretty damn clean now. See all the little parts and pieces. All the chips. Easily you could take this and spray it right now, actually. Probably the easiest thing. But I just don't want to have you guys wait, so if you want to, you can take this and spray with your black enamel spray. Hit it with some primer first if you want to keep the enamel from sticking better. Unless your enamel paint there says you don't have to use primer, then maybe you don't. But make sure it's for metal surfaces too. Metal surfaces are likely you're going to need some primer. But some enamels are made specially now where you don't have to use primer, but for the most part. But if you're doing like something with wood or anything like that, you don't use primer because there's no need to. You need more of a sealant. That's what I was told. But whereas there's wood in our scooter, I have no idea. Unless you're building a luxury scooter or something like that. Rolls Royce with trimmings and stuff. Alright, so here we go. We got this all nicely and done. These things right here, again, I only found one bushing so far. I mean, two. There's one that's stuck on here still. Or, oh, you know what? My bad. If you look at this one right here, unless I'm facing the same direction. Yeah, it should be equal actually. So I should have another one laying somewhere around. So I only see one or two. Did they forget to give me another one or what? Okay, this doesn't even fit this one anyway. Let's see if this will even fit this one. Probably a really tight squeeze in there. Looks like it's taking shape previously. Alright. I squeezed one back in here. I wonder what these are. Look at that. This one was sort of squeezed in there. But I really don't see another one here. Unless it fell without me knowing and I knocked it out somewhere. But let me get up and try to see if I can find it. How could it just roll out like that? It had to be caught in a cloth, right? Or caught in here. But yeah, I just don't really see it right now. Did they only put two for you? We'll never know. We will never know. God, I wish there was just one more. I think it does go. Because it looks like there's enough for another one easily. So I'm going to move everything out. All the tools and everything's kind of scattered away. And hopefully we can find it. I'm going to keep searching for it here. Oh, here it goes. Look, bam. It rolled out from the other side. I knew there had to be another one somewhere, somehow. Awesome. That way I just don't feel like incomplete when I assembled it back. So yeah, you should have 3 of these little small rolling bushings too. And there's another side here, but that looks way too thin for it to go in. So more than likely this is where you hook your spring actually. So yeah, it goes in like right there. You can see all that little powder coat there. Particles. So let me go ahead and get the towel. We'll get that sprayed on here. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put that in there like this. Or maybe come from the top. There should be maybe a flat side, it looks like. Or even one with the lip. See, there's a lip side too. Unless it created the lip when it actually got pressured in there, you can see it. See, it looked like it created the lip when it got pressed in there. So it might be. We'll just keep it the same way then. So we'll aim for that little flat side of it. We'll and put the lip in there. It's kind of awkward, but it goes in though, I'll be honest with you. So yeah, find that lip part and then find the flat side and then jam it back in there. Huh. There's no hole on the other side at all. It's just a solid piece. So I'm not sure. Hopefully you guys can see the hole. I think they're universal too. They're about the same. I think if I line them up some way, they all should line up. They might be opposite from each other, but they're all going to create eventually a full loop. So I'm not seeing any two that are identical. They are different because I can't go this direction. So if I'm putting all the big circles together, they all they're pretty uniform. What am I saying? Yeah, they're pretty uniform. I just got to figure out my path here. All right. So look at that. See that? Let me get the resolution. There's one there. There's two there. And then there's three there. All right, so this is it. All right, so we got everything. Ugh, it's like grass. All right, so we got this here. We're gonna have to go ahead and make sure, apply some moly graphite grease again, just to be double check. In fact, we'll just rub the old one off. There's just no need for it to hang out. I used some Viton seals here. I replaced. They're blue color. Their Vitons are a little bit more stronger than your normal seal. They're more tolerant to, you know, fuels and oils, pretty much petroleum. All right, so there we go. This is almost a good rub down of the old moly graphite, and we're gonna apply some new one on there. And little bits of thread here. While we're back here, let's go ahead and give a good rub down here. I do regret not being able to cut this when I had the transmission cover off, but that's still no problem there. It's like adhesive, this part here we use, which is kind of nice. Crankcase hose, might want to replace those eventually if they get cracked. But this one I kept it on for even my original. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and prepare this guy to be assembled first, and then we'll get the moly graphite onto the thing and start. But this guy needs to get back on there. So let me get him onto a nice sheet of paper or something. That way he's not in this dirty area. That way I know what I'm actually cleaning and working with. So I'm going to get a sheet of scrap real quick. Alright, here we go. Nice sheet of paper here. That way we can get our clean spot away from our fill. So these are the parts we should have. Let me go ahead and brush it up. That way you can see each part. I think I must have rubbed this at least 50 times already. But I'll continue to do it. Just make sure you guys can see. So for it, clean out our shoes, our clutch shoes. Here's another one. Should have 3 of these guys, and they're little small round bushing, little rubber, little metal inserts, dowel pins looking. Same other one here. Alright, so what else are we missing behind the scenes here? Okay, these 2000 RPM clutch springs, we're going to clean those guys as well. Look like little crawdads compared to the crab shell that we just broke off. Alright. Might want to even get like a Q-tip. You can clean inside of these a little bit easier. If you don't have one, you can just stuff some paper in there, your towel. Kind of drag it in and out, you should be okay. So I can grab it from the other end. Small as it may be. Try to get both my needle nose in there. There we go. Give it a good turn with the towel. You should be good. There we go. This one's ready to go. Yeah, you definitely don't want to use that plier to pile it out. There's no reason to. It should come off loosely and keep its tension. So let's go and start with this one again. One second here. Okay, so let's get this next one in here. Pull him by his little bit out finally. Clean that guy really good. We'll keep these guys again as backup, just with like our 2000 RPM compression springs we had. So you can also just give it a spray with some part cleaner or some cart cleaner, get into the little cracks area. That's probably what we'll do. We'll hit them with the 2000. We got one already? I remember we got one, right? This looks like it's still very dirty. Okay. Get this guy's out here. It's hard to get the cloth in that little small crits area, so you probably get them spraying with some part cleaner, carb cleaner, brake cleaner. Brake cleaner might take out a little bit of the paint, so be careful. You want to keep the paint on there. Alright, so this is just to knock off all the dirt inside of it loose. Kind of give it a good scrub a little bit. Alright. Let's go ahead and spray this a little bit with some parts cleaner. Even though we're putting them away, we want to clean our components. There we go, some carb cleaner right there. Oh, they're rolling away like catching crawdads. Hey, my can's rolling away. Alright. Come here, guy. Stay. I think this is the empty one here, but let's see if he has actually enough. I'll put him inside his cap here. Keep them in place. Yeah, this one's a goner. This one doesn't even have a tip. Careful when you're putting a tip on, make sure you get the little spray nozzle away from your face. There you go. This one might work. Yeah, it's not the correct tip. It's wasting more than it's actually spraying onto the area. Alright, but it's there. This one's probably doesn't do us any good. We can leave this guy here for future use on this. Keep the tip on this guy here. Even though it's a loose tip, but it's still a better tip than this guy doesn't have any to really worry about. Okay, there we go. That one's pretty good. Actually, just to make sure, keep things consistent, right? Alright, so let's go and bring this to our towel there. Give them a dry out. Put these guys away. Carb cleaner from AutoZone. This one's actually empty. I'm not sure why we're keeping it around.